Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Before we get to the story in the news today, I want to mention something way more important than any politics, anything that goes on in the world, and that is the resurrection of Jesus Christ. I want to wish everyone a happy Easter. I hope you're with family and friends. Have a day of reflection, fellowship. I've lost several family members and friends in the last 4, 5, 6 years, and it's important that we spend time with them, our friends, our family, people we care about, especially on Easter, to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ. He has risen. Now that the most important thing is out of the way, let's look at a story concerning Easter with Joe Biden in the White House. You're going to love this one. Well, now that we got the important things out of the way, the resurrection of our Lord, let's look at some of the stupidity that humans are doing, especially in the Oval Office, a.k.a. the White House. Trump demands Biden to issue an apology over blasphemous Transvisibility Day on Easter Sunday is appalling. The Trump campaign said this is part of a Biden administration's year-long assault on the Christian faith. I believe that the progressives and the leftists have been assaulting organized religion well before I was born. I'm 67. It's something that's gone on probably before the Bolsheviks took over Russia. But in the modern day, they're probably the best at it, including the Chinese communists, I might add. And there's something about progressive mindset, far leftists, and religion just doesn't go together because their ideology is their religion. And that's the long and the short of it. Let's read on, and I'll tell you what I really think, what Biden's really doing indirectly. After President Biden sparked fury by declaring March 31st Transgender Day of Visibility, which this year is also on Easter Sunday, former President Trump called for an immediate apology to millions of Christians and Catholics, which goes against Catholic and Christian doctrine. So YouTube, this is not a shot on transgender people. This is just part of our society. Trump's National Press Secretary, Carolyn Levitt, called it appalling and insulting that Biden formally proclaimed Easter Sunday as Trans Day of Visibility. Now, we all know, like anything else, politics especially, perception and PR is everything. Doesn't have to be true, just look like it's true. Now, here you are. You're Biden's people. Yeah, they're left nut bars. They're progressive nut bars, no question. Even they're not dumb enough to say, F it. You know, F it. It's always been on March 31st. It happens to fall on Easter this year. Tough shit, they don't like it. There's adults in the room there. Even Obama, a gifted politician, brilliant speaker, charisma. I hate like how to admit it, but it's true. Bill Clinton was like that when he was younger as well. And Ronald Reagan was a pretty good speaker. Republican presidents, as a rule, are not great orators, at least in modern society. They might have been way back when in Lincoln's time. Lincoln's second inaugural address is incredibly well written. But I digress. They know better. They know that the optics to this is terrible. There had to be a way to try to sit down, but I hate to call them this, but the so-called transgender community, or at least as perceived leaders, and say, listen, guys, this is an election year. I know you're going to be pissed, but can we do it a different day, maybe Saturday or maybe on Monday, or something I can do to bring this issue that you think is important to light as a transgender advocate, but at the same time, not do it on Easter Sunday, so I got to hear their bullshit. That's probably what the conversation would sound like. But here's the problem for Joe Biden. The problem for Joe Biden is the far leftist progressives, the vast majority, 90% plus of them, is a really big, solid foundation of the Democratic base, are now marching in the streets by the hundreds of thousands to protest Israel. They're pro-Hamas. And therein lies his problem. He can't isolate any more of his base than he already has. So I think this is to throw him a bone, saying, listen, I even did it on Easter Sunday. So get off my case. You know, you still want to vote for Trump? Then you ain't progressive enough to do that old card. You ain't black enough. You ain't progressive enough. He's trying to appease his base. His base now is the ultra left progressive nut bars. And, of course, Trump called for a failing campaign in the White House, issued an apology, as press secretary said, to millions of Catholics and Christians across America who believe tomorrow is one for celebration only, resurrection of Jesus Christ. Now, I'm a Roman Catholic. Was raised a Roman Catholic, still am. I think the timing of this really sucks. It's insulting, to be sure, to my religion. But the optics of this are so bad for Biden. I just don't get it. Like I said, the only reason is he's throwing bones to his base that he's losing. Libet said Biden administration's move comes after the White House banned religious egg designs in its Easter art event. Now, come on. That's trivial bullshit. The art contest is part of the White House's Easter traditions, which include the annual Easter egg roll. The flyer for contest states that a Easter egg design submission must not include any questionable content. All right, so you can't draw penises and breasts on them. I get it. Religious symbols, overtly religious themes. What the hell does that mean in English? Or partisan political statements. Now, let me ask you people out there, they're my subscribers, and hopefully some people that aren't subscribers to see this video and subscribe. Let's do a little hypothetical. If this was a high holy day like Easter is for Christians, and especially Roman Catholics, it's a high holy day, maybe in my opinion, the holiest day of the entire Christian calendar, Catholic calendar. Do you think for a minute that it was an Islamic holiday, a high holy day for them, that he would have proclaimed the trans executive order that he did? We can speculate, but I can tell you right now, I bet my house on the fact that he wouldn't. And that's what he should have done. But here's the thing. If it was a high Islamic holy day and he changed the day so it wouldn't coincide with that day, the left progressives would understand and they would go along with it. It's the Judeo-Christian values that they hate. Family, community, fellowship. It's not the Judeo-Christian religion that the founders pushed. It's your Judeo-Christian values and principles. So there is a separation of church and state. Let's read on. While March 31st has been designated to honor the transgender movement since Biden took office, this year it falls on Easter Sunday. Bad coincidence. On one of the most important days for Christians as they celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ, of course. On transgender visibility, we honor the extraordinary courage, and he goes on for a more perfect union where all people are created equal. How would Biden say, you know the thing? Today we have a message to all transgender Americans. You are loved. And it continues on, and the proclamation reads, therefore, Joseph R. Biden Jr., President of the United States, by virtue of the authority vested in me with the Constitution of the United States, do hereby proclaim March 31st, 2024, as Transgender Day of Visibility. Trump's call for an apology from Biden came from prominent politicians and conservative commentators declared outrage over the Trans Day of Visibility on the most solemn Christian holiday. The optics of this are so bad. And House Speaker Mike Johnson is a very, very, very devout Christian. I mean, extremely devout. He has to be pissed. The Biden White House has betrayed the center tenet of Easter, which is the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And I don't want to go into too much on the Transgender Day because YouTube will take this video down or kill me even worse than the algorithm they already are. Now, this is from Caitlyn Jenner. formerly Bruce Jenner. Got to be careful here. Can't dead name people. Caitlyn Jenner, former Olympic gold-winning decathlete. Won the decathlon. Whoever wins the decathlon in the Olympics is considered the greatest athlete in the world at that time until the next Olympics. Of course, Caitlyn's a lot older now. We all remember what Caitlyn formerly went by. Wrote on Twitter, this is Caitlyn Jenner now, wrote on Twitter that the only thing she'd be declaring on this day is he is risen. This is a trans woman telling you, what the F are you doing? And Caitlyn also went on, and I quote, I'm absolutely disgusted that Joe Biden has declared the most holy of holy days, a self-proclaimed devout Catholic. And so as Pelosi, she says she's a devout Catholic, even though they're for abortion. Figure that one out. As Transgender Day of Visibility, Jenner wrote, the only she'd be declaring is on this day, he is risen. This is an interesting line from Donald Trump Jr. He wrote on Twitter, this is the less new religion. They want people worshiping the trans flag instead of God. They must be stopped. I'm not so sure on the trans flag specifically, but the progressive leftists, their ideology is their religion. And it's, and then, of course, Vivek Ramaswamy put in his 2 cents. Alex Mooney, what a coincidence on the timing of the day, right? This is a direct assault on Christianity. Another attack on religion and traditions by this administration. It's fascinating stuff, and you'll see more people chime in how ridiculous they think it is. It's intentional and slandered as a blatant disregard. This is a direct assault on Christianity. It's evident the left is determined to undermine our religion and traditions, the Judeo-Christian traditions. This isn't just blatant disregard, it's intentional. And when I say it's intentional, I look like F you to Christians. It's intentional because Joe Biden has to piece back together his base. And the progressive leftists are leaving him by the hundreds of thousands over the Israeli-Hamas conflict. You've seen the marches all over the world, including New York and all the big cities. They're all leftists. 99.9% of them are ultra-far progressive leftists. Benny Johnson, we all know him from YouTube, conservative commentator, said, what a slap in the face to all Christians in America. He said Fox reached out to the Trump campaign, the Biden administration. Obviously, if they had said something, they would have put it in the article. So there you have it. This video started out celebrating the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And being, of course, this is a social and political channel, I had to put this together. Maybe I should have done them separately, but I think I'm trying to prove a point here. That Judeo-Christian values are being swept away wholesale. And those of you that think Judeo-Christian values and the Jewish and Christian religion are the same, you're nuts. The values have nothing to do with the religion. You don't have to be Jewish or Christian to go by Christian Judeo values and principles. Our country was founded on it, and all the founders knew exactly what it was. And it is a separation of church and state. Anyway, folks, I don't know how to, I don't know if Biden's shooting himself in the foot or what's going on, or this is a new level of stupidity and self-unawareness that I'm not aware of, and in itself is a miracle. But maybe I think my guess is right. He did this to try to bring back some of his base that are pissed at him concerning Israel and Hamas. What a tightrope you have to walk. What a tangled web we weave, as they say. And there's what? 8 months to go? Or 7 months to go? It's going to be a hell of a ride and a hell of a year, folks. And until next time, God bless. Goodbye, and good luck.